Ladies and gentlemen, there is a mysterious force in this world, one that separates the weak from the strong, the dreamers from the doers, the spectators from the champions. It is not found in books alone, nor does it come with age. It is born in the furnace of decision and discipline. This force is the attitude of indifference, not to life, but to the obstacles, criticisms, and petty distractions that seek to derail your progress. To master this force, you must act as if nothing bothers you. Let me be clear, this is not about denial or ignorance. It is not about suppressing emotions or pretending that the world is without trials. No, it is about power, the power to control your reactions, the power to guard your state of mind as a treasure house that no thief can penetrate. The moment you allow every insult, delay, or doubt to shake your spirit, you hand over your power to the outside world. But when you act as if nothing bothers you, you send a message to life itself. I am the master here. Those who achieve greatness do not walk an easy path. They are ridiculed, misunderstood, and often doubted by those nearest to them. But they persist not because they are superhuman, but because they have trained themselves to respond like one. They move forward with an attitude that whispers, "This too shall pass," even when the storm is loud and the sky is dark. They build a wall around their mind and only allow in thoughts that serve their purpose. You must become the gatekeeper of your emotions. When the world pushes, you must not flinch. When others talk behind your back, let them. When you fail, and you will fail, stand up as though you were never knocked down. Why? Because those who act unbothered become unbothered. The body responds to the mind's command, and the mind is shaped by the posture you choose to adopt. If you walk like a defeated man, you will think like one. But if you walk like a conqueror, shoulders back, chin high, spirit unshaken, your mind will soon begin to believe it. The greatest achievements in history were not born in comfort. They were forged in fire, and those who achieved them had every reason to quit, to complain, to lash out. But they didn't. They knew that emotion is a servant, not a master. They learned to pause, to breathe, and to remember their mission. When the world tried to pull them into petty battles, they refused. They did not engage with small minds or temporary setbacks. They kept their eyes on the prize and their souls anchored in vision. This is not a technique. It is a transformation. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you are not pretending. You are declaring to the universe that your purpose is larger than your pain. You are announcing that no criticism, no failure, no rejection will control your destiny. And make no mistake, the universe responds. Opportunities open for those who remain steady. Doors swing wide for those who do not flinch. People follow those who radiate calm under fire. But how do you build this inner armor? You do it by discipline. Every time you want to react, but don't, you win. Every time you feel the sting of failure, but rise anyway, you win. Every time someone tries to distract you with doubt, but you choose silence over reaction, you win again. These small, invisible victories accumulate. They strengthen your will and polish your character. And soon, what once required effort becomes your natural state. The world is watching you, whether you know it or not. Your posture in adversity teaches others how to behave. Your refusal to be shaken gives courage to the fearful, and your steady spirit becomes a light in a stormy world. But more than that, it earns you something priceless: peace. Not the peace that comes from having no problems, but the peace that comes from knowing you cannot be moved by them. So today, and every day after, walk with dignity. Speak with purpose. Move as if you are already where you want to be. Do not argue with doubters. Do not answer every bark from the sidelines. Hold your head high, not out of arrogance, but because you know who you are and where you're going. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you become untouchable, not because life stops testing you, but because you have mastered how to respond. The journey is not without weight, but your strength is in how you carry it. Let the world bring its storms, you will bring your calm. Let others panic, you will plan. Let others react, you will rise. And in time, those who once doubted you will be left in awe, not just by what you achieved, but by how you did it, with grace, with power, and with an unshakable spirit. There is a secret among the most successful, a discipline so rare that it separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. It is not taught in schools, it cannot be bought or borrowed. It is cultivated in silence, in solitude, and in the unwavering decision to govern one's emotions instead of being governed by them. That secret is this: your reaction is your reality. And when you choose to act as if nothing bothers you, even when the pressure mounts and the noise gets loud, you take possession of your inner world. From there, all things become possible. Think of the greatest leaders, the inventors, the pioneers of progress. They did not reach their heights because the world was kind or their journey was easy. On the contrary, they endured storms that would have broken the average person. But what set them apart was not luck or talent alone. It was composure. It was the ability to carry burdens without letting them bend their backs. It was the decision to never let a temporary defeat create a permanent doubt. People around you will try to provoke you. Some will do it out of envy, others out of ignorance, and a few because they see your light and wish to dim it. But your job is not to react. Your job is to remain centered. When you react to every insult, you become predictable. When you chase every criticism, you become distracted. But when you stand tall, answer only to your mission, and let your silence be louder than your words, you become powerful beyond measure. You see, every moment you appear unbothered, even if you're shaking inside, you're training your mind to follow a new pattern. The world will not stop trying to test you. Challenges will not become easier. But you will become stronger. You will begin to feel a shift. The things that once rattled you will become irrelevant. The opinions of others, once so sharp, will lose their sting. And that is when you begin to live not as a servant of circumstance, but as a creator of destiny. Many people never get to this point. They live in emotional chains, reacting to everything, consumed by things that do not matter. They are controlled by moods, by gossip, by fears, by yesterday's mistakes. But you, if you choose the higher road, you will not be among them. You will not spend your energy on what doesn't build you. You will not water weeds while trying to grow a garden. You will rise each day with a mind focused, a heart disciplined, and a spirit unshaken. To do this, you must learn to speak less and listen more. To others, yes, but especially to yourself. Your inner dialogue is the architect of your future. If you tell yourself that nothing will break you, and you live in alignment with that declaration, the world will bend to your belief. But if you feed your doubts, they will grow until they become chains around your progress. Choose your thoughts the way a master sculptor chooses each stroke. Deliberately, purposefully, with vision in mind. There is no benefit in playing the victim. There is no reward for public pain. What earns you greatness is quiet strength. When the world expects you to fall apart and you walk forward instead, you create a power others can feel but not define. It is invisible, but undeniable. It is the strength of the one who has chosen mastery over impulse. You cannot control the world, but you can control your world. You can choose calm in chaos. You can choose patience in pressure. You can choose dignity in the face of disrespect, and every time you do, you rise higher, not just in results, but in character. That is the kind of success that cannot be taken from you, because it is built into who you are. Let others chase applause. Let others seek approval. You are not here to please. You are here to fulfill a purpose, and purpose does not require permission. It requires conviction. It requires focus. And it requires the quiet courage to keep moving forward, even when everything in you wants to scream, react, or retreat. There is nothing weak about calm. In fact, calm is the strongest position you can hold. It is the mind fully under your command. It is your emotions obeying your mission. And when you master that, no one can touch your peace. They can try to provoke you, to confuse you, to distract you. But they will fail, because you are no longer reacting to the world. You are commanding your place in it. You will know you have reached this place when people begin to say, "Nothing seems to bother you," and they will say it not with judgment, but with awe, because in a world that is loud, reactive, emotional, and unstable, your composure will be magnetic. People will want to know your secret, but you won't need to tell them. They will see it in how you move, how you speak, how you lead, and most of all, how you never let the world shake you from the path you've chosen. They will see it when you enter a room and your presence speaks before your words do. They will feel it when chaos surrounds you, but you remain collected, focused, and unaffected, and they will wonder how you do it. They will question what power you have that allows you to keep your peace when others crumble, but you will know the truth. It is not magic. It is not luck. It is discipline, repeated daily, often silently, and always with purpose. This mindset is not inherited. It is built. It is constructed moment by moment, by small decisions that shape a towering character. Every time you refuse to retaliate in anger, every time you walk away from conflict that serves no purpose, every time you keep your eyes on your vision instead of someone else's opinion, you are laying bricks in the fortress of your mind. And brick by brick, you create something unshakable. The world is full of noise. Social media screams for your attention. News cycles run on fear. People project their own insecurities onto you. And still, you must choose silence, stillness, and sovereignty. You must decide that your energy is too valuable to spend on things that steal your clarity. You must understand that your peace is not negotiable, not for approval, not for temporary comfort, and certainly not for validation. Too many waste their lives reacting to shadows, wounds that were never healed, slights that were never addressed, comments that were never worth their time, and so they stay stuck, prisoners of their own emotions, ruled by what others think and say. But not you. You have decided to walk the higher path, and though it is narrower, it leads to greater heights. When someone speaks ill of you, your silence is not weakness, it is strategy. It is the recognition that battles must be chosen, and most are not worth fighting. When something goes wrong and you refuse to panic, that is not detachment, that is maturity, that is inner wealth. That is the evidence that you have trained your mind to obey your goals, not your impulses. This level of mental control does not happen overnight. It requires practice. In the beginning, your emotions will scream for attention. You will feel the urge to respond, to argue, to defend yourself. But that is the moment you must pause. That pause is where your power lies. In that pause, you decide whether to rise or react. And each time you choose to rise, you increase your capacity for greatness. What the world calls stoicism, you must understand as mastery. It is not the absence of feeling. It is the management of feeling. It is the ability to let a storm rage outside your window while you sit calmly within, focused on building your future. Others may call you cold, detached, or aloof. Let them. Your mission is not to be understood. It is to be effective, and the most effective individuals are rarely swayed by opinions or moods. In fact, the more unbothered you become, the clearer your vision gets. Your thoughts sharpen, your decisions become deliberate, you no longer chase everything that glitters, you choose with precision, you move with intention, you speak with impact, and you begin to feel the difference. Life becomes less chaotic, not because the world changed, but because you did. The critics still exist, the noise still buzzes, the distractions still tempt, but none of it moves you. You begin to operate from a place of power, a place where reaction is replaced by strategy, where emotion is tempered by mission, and where presence becomes your currency. You begin to realize that most of what people worry about is meaningless in the grand design of a purposeful life. And so you let it all go, not with bitterness, but with wisdom, and in that release you find something few ever experience, freedom, the freedom to move through life on your terms, the freedom to pursue your vision without apology, the freedom to be misunderstood without needing to explain yourself. That is the fruit of acting unbothered. That is the power of self-mastery. The irony is that the less you react, the more influence you gain. People begin to respect your presence. They notice your calm. They seek your counsel. Because in a world addicted to drama, calm becomes magnetic. In a world full of loud voices, the quiet one becomes powerful. You don't need to prove yourself. Your actions, your results, and your peace speak louder than any argument ever could. And once you taste that kind of power, you stop giving it away. You stop explaining yourself to those who have already made up their mind. You stop responding to attacks that do not affect your trajectory. You stop defending decisions that are aligned with your destiny. You simply keep building, you keep working, you keep growing, and in time your legacy will not be defined by how loud you were or how many people you silenced. It will be defined by how much you built, how many lives you impacted, and how gracefully you carried your mission through adversity. The storms will come, but the storm is not your concern. Your concern is the ship you're building. If it is strong, if it is steady, then let the wind blow. It will only carry you further. Every day you will be given a choice, to react or to rise. Choose wisely. Every second spent defending your ego is a second stolen from your purpose. Every moment spent fighting distractions is a moment lost from your creation. Your time is sacred, your energy is precious. Protect it like your future depends on it, because it does. Eventually, people will stop challenging you. Not because they suddenly agree, but because they realize they cannot move you. They realize that their words, their tactics, their noise, none of it gets a response. And in that stillness, they are forced to face their own lack of control. Your presence becomes a mirror, and many will not like what they see, but that is not your burden. You are not here to carry their projections. You are here to carry your vision forward, with quiet fire and steady steps. And even when no one watches, when there is no applause and no recognition, you keep going, because this isn't about praise, it's about promise. It's about keeping the promise you made to yourself when you first dreamed of a better life. It's about honoring the standard you set when you decided to live with purpose, and that promise is sacred. It does not bend for opinions. It does not pause for setbacks. It does not fade under pressure. It grows stronger in silence. It grows clearer in adversity. And it grows brighter in the presence of a steady soul who has learned to act as if nothing bothers them, not out of pride, but out of principle. Because you've learned the truth. When nothing can shake your peace, nothing can stop your purpose, and that, above all else, is the essence of real power. So you continue to walk forward. The path may be narrow, but it is yours. The noise may be loud, but your focus is louder, and though others may not understand how you keep rising, how you keep moving, how you remain untouched by the chaos, they don't need to. They don't need to know what you've overcome. They don't need to understand what it took to build this inner calm, because what matters is not what they see. What matters is that you see it in yourself, every single day. And when you do, when you look in the mirror and see a person who is no longer pulled by drama, no longer shaken by trials, no longer silenced by fear, you will know you have stepped into rare territory. A place where peace is power, and your silence is your loudest statement. A place where you no longer wait for the world to grant you strength, because you've already built it within, and once that strength is yours, it is yours for life. The journey of mastering this art, acting as if nothing bothers you, does not end with a single victory. It is a lifelong commitment. It is a constant sharpening of the mind, a daily reaffirmation of your intent to remain unshaken no matter what storms rage outside. This path demands patience and persistence, for the world will continue to challenge your resolve, testing your limits, probing your weaknesses. But every challenge met with calmness becomes a stepping stone toward your ultimate freedom. You must understand that this is not about becoming emotionless or disconnected. Rather, it is about becoming the master of your emotions, not their servant. Every feeling that rises within you is a message, sometimes a warning, sometimes an invitation to grow. But those feelings do not have to dictate your actions. To act as if nothing bothers you is to take those feelings, acknowledge them, and then place them in service of your purpose. It is to say, you may be here, but you will not control me. This discipline is what sets leaders apart from followers. Leaders do not let every slight or setback derail their progress. They accept reality, but they do not absorb its negativity. They respond, yes, but with power and clarity, not with chaos and confusion. In this way, they preserve their energy for what matters, moving forward. Every time you choose to respond rather than react, You gain control of your destiny. You assert your sovereignty over your own mind and emotions. This mastery is the gateway to resilience. It is the ability to weather storms and emerge not just intact but stronger. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you develop a resilience so deep that external events lose their ability to break you. Failures become lessons rather than tragedies. Criticism becomes feedback rather than condemnation. Disappointments become detours rather than dead ends. This mindset rewires your brain to see obstacles not as stop signs, but as signals to adjust your course and keep going. And as your resilience grows, so does your influence. People are drawn to those who remain calm under pressure. They trust those who do not crumble in adversity. Your composed presence becomes a beacon of hope, a source of strength for others who feel overwhelmed. Your attitude tells them that it is possible to remain steady even when everything seems uncertain. You inspire others not just by what you say, but by how you carry yourself through the trials of life. But this influence is not a burden to bear. It is a privilege, the privilege of demonstrating that true strength is quiet, consistent, and rooted in self-control, the privilege of showing that power is not about dominance, but about dignity, the privilege of living as an example that greatness comes not from external conditions, but from internal mastery. It is important to remember that this mastery is not a mask you wear to deceive others. It is not a performance for the world's approval. It is an authentic expression of your inner strength. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you align your outer behavior with the deepest truths inside you. You act in harmony with your highest self. This alignment brings peace, a peace that no external circumstance can disturb. This peace is your foundation. It is the quiet confidence that whatever happens, you have the power to endure and prevail. It is the calm assurance that you are in control of your mind, your emotions, and therefore your destiny. This peace fuels your motivation, sharpens your focus, and sustains your commitment even when the road is long and hard. Achieving this state requires a conscious shift in perspective. You must begin to see the world not as a series of obstacles designed to defeat you, but as a training ground designed to strengthen you. Every challenge is an opportunity to practice your calm, to test your resolve, to grow your inner fortress. When you adopt this mindset, setbacks become invitations to practice patience, criticism becomes lessons in humility, and distractions become chances to deepen your focus. To cultivate this attitude, you must also learn to guard your mind against negative influences. Just as a gardener removes weeds that threaten to choke the life from their plants, you must remove toxic thoughts and toxic people from your mental environment. Protect your mind like a sanctuary. Feed it with positive, empowering thoughts and surround yourself with those who support your growth and vision. When you do this, acting as if nothing bothers you becomes easier because your mind is not cluttered with doubt or fear. Your physical habits also play a role. The way you carry your body influences the way you feel and think. Stand tall, breathe deeply, and maintain a posture of confidence. These small actions send signals to your brain that you are in control, strengthening your mental resolve. Over time, this physical discipline reinforces your mental discipline, creating a feedback loop of strength and calm. Another essential practice is learning to detach your sense of self-worth from external validation. When you seek approval from others, you give them power over your emotions. But when your sense of value comes from within, rooted in your commitment to your purpose and your integrity, you become impervious to criticism and rejection. You learn to act from a place of self-respect and self-love, not from the need to be liked or accepted. It is also critical to develop a clear vision of your goals and values. When your purpose is clear, it becomes a compass that guides your responses. You no longer waste energy on distractions or emotional reactions because you are focused on a higher goal. Your vision anchors you, giving you a reason to stay calm and composed even when the journey gets difficult. Practicing mindfulness can deepen this state of calm. By observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment, you create space between stimulus and response. This space is where your power lies. It is where you choose whether to act or react. Over time, mindfulness strengthens your ability to act as if nothing bothers you, because you become less entangled in emotional reactivity and more engaged in conscious choice. Remember, this process is not about perfection. There will be times when you falter, when emotions surge, and when you feel shaken. But what defines you is not the fall, but the recovery. The ability to recognize the moment you are being pulled into reaction, to pause, and to realign with your calm center. Each time you do this, you strengthen your capacity to act unbothered in the future. In moments of pressure, remind yourself that your reaction is a choice. You can choose peace instead of panic, clarity instead of confusion, courage instead of fear. Repeating this choice builds new neural pathways in your brain, making calmness your default state rather than an exception. This is the essence of transformation, a shift from being controlled by your circumstances to controlling your experience of them. As you build this inner mastery, you will notice changes in every area of your life. Relationships improve because you are less reactive and more understanding. Work becomes more productive because you are focused and undistracted. Opportunities increase because people trust your steady presence and clear mind. And most importantly, your sense of self deepens because you no longer depend on external factors for your peace. Living this way also frees you from the exhausting cycle of emotional turmoil. When nothing bothers you, you conserve energy and direct it toward creation, not destruction. You become a force for good in your own life and in the lives of those around you. Your calm becomes contagious, your strength inspiring, and your presence a stabilizing influence in a turbulent world. The power to act as if nothing bothers you is not just a survival skill, it is a superpower. It allows you to navigate life's challenges with grace, to lead with wisdom, and to create a legacy built on resilience and integrity. It is a choice to rise above petty distractions and focus on what truly matters. It is a commitment to yourself and your purpose that no external event can shake. To live this way, you must continuously nurture your mind, body, and spirit. You must be vigilant against negative influences and persistent in your practice of calm. You must remain anchored in your vision and flexible in your approach. And you must embrace the truth that your greatest power lies not in controlling the world, but in mastering yourself. When you make this commitment, you join a rare group of individuals who have discovered the secret to lasting success and fulfillment. They are the ones who stand firm in the face of adversity, who smile in the face of criticism, who rise every time they fall. They are the ones who understand that acting as if nothing bothers them is not a denial of reality, but a declaration of victory. So hold fast to this truth, cultivate this discipline, live with the unwavering belief that no external force can disturb your inner peace unless you permit it. And as you do, watch how your life transforms. Watch how you move from being a victim of circumstance to a victor of your destiny. Watch how your calm becomes your greatest strength, and how acting as if nothing bothers you becomes the foundation of your legacy. As you continue on this path, you will find that acting as if nothing bothers you becomes less of a conscious effort and more of a natural way of being. It will no longer be a mask you wear, but the essence of who you are. This transformation is profound because it reshapes your entire experience of life. Challenges will still come, but they will no longer have the power to derail you. Criticism will still arise, but it will roll off you like water on a stone. Disappointments will still occur, but they will be met with resilience rather than despair. You will begin to notice how this calm confidence attracts opportunities and relationships that align with your vision. People gravitate toward those who are steady and grounded, those who inspire trust and respect simply by their presence. Your ability to remain composed in difficult situations will position you as a leader, not because you seek that role, but because others recognize your strength and follow your example naturally. This is the ultimate freedom, to live unshaken by the outside world and fully committed to your purpose. It is a rare gift, cultivated through deliberate practice and unwavering commitment. You owe it to yourself to cultivate this power, to guard your peace as the most precious asset you possess. Let your life be a testament to the strength found in calm. Let your journey inspire others to seek their own inner mastery. And above all, never forget that your greatest power lies not in controlling what happens around you, but in mastering how you respond. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you step into a realm of true freedom and limitless potential. In the end, the ability to act as if nothing bothers you is not about ignoring life's difficulties or suppressing your feelings. It is about choosing to rise above them with unwavering calm and clear purpose. It is the mark of true strength, a strength that is rooted in self, mastery, resilience, and focused intent. When you cultivate this mindset, you free yourself from the chaos of external events and anchor your life in peace and power. This discipline becomes the foundation upon which you build your success, your legacy, and your fulfillment. Remember, the world will always challenge you, but your response is yours alone to control. Embrace this truth, and you will discover a life of unstoppable momentum and profound inner freedom.